Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to St. Greg's, especially those watching on the internet. Thanks for coming to pray together as a community. First and foremost, before I get into the homily, a couple of housekeeping announcements, just to be totally aware of our plethora of masses for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's going to be fantastic. We have 3 4:00 masses, one here, one in the ministry center, and then one in the school gym. There is going to be parking everywhere for you to take part, up and down the streets and in the back of the school, in the church lot, obviously along this side where the hospital is. Please feel free to use all the space. We ask that you avoid parking in the Emeritus nursing home across the street based on the fact that they have many things going on there and need the space for their activities. Also, want to make mention, we also have the 6 p.m. Mass for Christmas Eve, and then the midnight Mass Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, regular Sunday schedule, 8, 9:30, 11, 12:30, and the 4:30. So if you know anyone Christmas night looking to fulfill their holy day of obligation, let them know that the 4:30 Christmas night is available. Another announcement that I want to make known to you all, if you would please play nice in the sandbox. It's going to be different. For all of you who regularly come to Mass every Sunday, there might be someone in your pew, and we don't want you to say, please get out of my seat. We just ask that you kind of say, hey, welcome, so glad you made it, even though you're kind of like, oh. So please be kind, be kind, be kind. Also in the parking lot as you're leaving and coming and going, it's going to be like leaving a Bills game, but that's okay. It's just be patient if you could. It's a good practice of patience as you leave the parking lots. I think that's it. Do want to welcome all of the families here that are here for a baptism following this Mass. So thank you for joining us as well. When I thought of the gospel passage today, I really thought of 3 questions. Are we making good choices in small matters? Number 2, do we have any clue how blessed we are? Are we attentive to that? And then number 3, I would say a question to ask is, are we joy-filled individuals? Number 1, do we make good choices in small matters? When I think about Mary and the choice of her saying yes to God and bringing Jesus into the world, because the angel Gabriel came to her right before this gospel started and said, Mary, God found you blessed among all women. Will you bring Jesus into the world? Mary said yes. If Mary did say no, would God still love her? Of course. Of course God would still love her. God loves all of us, even in our choices. We cannot take that love away. That love is constant. However, I want to propose that Mary probably was a good, holy woman her entire life leading up to her 16 years or whatever, leading up to that question, that yes that she did say. She said yes. And leading up to that, she probably had to say yes to a lot of decisions in her daily life. In the little ways, did she make godly decisions in her day-to-day life? And so, too, I think it's important to realize her saying yes in those small ways, I think enabled her to say yes in the big way. For all of us in our daily lives, we're faced with decisions every day. You're at work, you pop into a circle of gossip, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what he did today or she did today. There's this gossip going on, and Next thing you know, you have a choice that you can make. You can say, okay, I can walk away from this and say the person's always been nice to me and leave, or you can ignite the fire and keep the gossip going. These little decisions, lying, cheating, stealing, whatever we're faced with on a daily basis, the small choices that we make are important. It's important for us to make good, godly decisions on a daily basis so that when God asks us to do something big, important, we can say yes. That would be my first question. Are we making great decisions in our daily life, even when there's small things that we're faced with? The next thing, it's one of my favorite phrases. Whenever someone says, yo, Father Dave, what's happening? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm too blessed to be stressed. Right? I am too blessed to be stressed. That number 2 question, do we realize how blessed we are? I know Christmas is psychotic at times. People running, going to places, shopping, getting food ready. It is stressful. And I just offer this question to you as you ramp up in the next 48 hours. Do you realize how blessed you are in the midst of this? Too blessed to be stressed. It's a really cool saying. I was talking to a priest friend of mine last night. Too blessed to be stressed. It's all good. And so when Mary showed up at Elizabeth's door, Elizabeth, she said, blessed am I that the mother of the Lord would come to me. Wow, that's awesome. She realized how blessed she was. God loves each and every one of us in an intimate way. We are so blessed. Each of us here, it's a blessing. We have to realize that, especially in this Christmas season, no matter what's going on in our lives. We are blessed. Don't let the stress of the season get to you. Too blessed to be stressed. Lastly, are we joy-filled? That's key. You know, when Liz showed up at the door, she had 4 days of, or when Mary showed up at Elizabeth's door, she had 4 days of traveling probably. I mean, tradition scholars say that it was probably a 90-mile walk. And it wasn't like she could just pick up the cell phone and say, Liz, I'm on my way, right? And she couldn't just jump in the pickup truck. No, she had to walk with a caravan of people as a 16-year-old pregnant girl. And so when she showed up at the house, Elizabeth was joy-filled. And one of the questions we have to ask ourselves, are we joy-filled this Christmas season, or are we judgmental? You know, welcoming family and friends into your home and into your lives this Christmas season, very important to be joy-filled, not judgmental. Oh, look who's here again. It's him. Oh, gosh, he's wearing the same thing. He's doing the same thing. When's he going to learn? Right? Maybe does that happen to anyone? You're looking at me like I have 3 heads? No, I think it's important for us to be joy-filled. When people are coming to our house and in our lives, we shouldn't be judgmental. Fill them with the joy of your heart. That's very key. And I think when we ask those 3 questions, you know, making good godly decisions in little matters, and are we aware of how blessed we are? And then, are we joy-filled? I think then we can really experience the true meaning of Christmas. And so if I don't see any of you in the days to come, as you come down the home stretch in this Advent to Christmas, be assured of my prayers and our prayers for you. Have a great rest of Advent, have a Merry Christmas, and have a joyous New Year. God bless you all.